Hey YouTube, coming at you with the news of the next season. And although they screwed up immediately in the thing, the third line here says rank up requirements will remain the same as the prior season. If you go down to the Pokemon that you get, rank 20 here, I'll zoom in a bit so you can see that. Rank 20 is your Pika Libre. So that means that the ranking system is different, even though it says that it is the same. So end of the season rewards will be available on the battle screen. Your Go battle requirement will reset, and rank up requirements will be the same. Again, I don't think they're going to be the same. I think they're going to be based on what we said in the interlude videos. So it is going to be a 3-month season. It is, not surprising, a rotating league. We kind of assumed that based when we looked at the previous interlude season, that for the 3-month time period of an interlude season, they do rule these leagues. So Great League, Ultra League, Master League, all three to start, running into an Ultra League and Skull Cup, a Great League, and the Holiday Cup Master League, double Holiday Cup. This one's Great League Ultra League edition, but you have Great League on. Another of them all open. Looks like we have a Great League every single time so far. Sunshine Cup Great League, Master and Retro Cup Great League and Ultra Premier, Great League and everything, Ultra League and another 2026 Championship Series. So I guess this is what they're going to keep doing, unless they're going to change the meta for the Championship Series. They'll probably change the meta. I saw that they swapped the meta for the European International Championships. So I'm guessing that they're just going to continue to update the meta for these big championship series, like the international ones, and do a new limited meta. So we can expect a limited meta here for 2 weeks in a row from February 3rd to the 17th here. Ultra League Master League, Love Cup, Great League, and a Great League Ultra League Master League. So you know what? The interlude season, even though there is no reason to play this long because you will get your Pika Libre after rank 20, has a Great League option every single week, and there is no catch cup at all. So this is a huge improvement. Right now, it's you can run with the Pokemon you have and not need to build up and not need to play some of these leagues later, because you get your Pika Libre early. That being said, there are move updates, so we'll go over those. Go Battle Week, kind of interesting that the Go Battle Week was within the first week, which means that people will get their Pika Libres within the first week, essentially here. It runs Thursday, so 2 days into the season to Monday. So I guess try to get your Pika Libre within 10 minutes here. 100 battles each day. As we mentioned, the Pika Libre is coming at rank 20. So I assume that the rating system will not be the same as the previous season if they're updating there. Standard encounters otherwise, including the bosses and the active raids. Just get the pass if you want some elite TMs and Candy XL. Those are pretty easy to get. Avatar items, Grusha, let's see the pose. Come on, strike a pose. Cool. Stretching it out. Okay. Skull Cup, we'll cover these. We'll just kind of, there's a Great League option, and we'll cover these when they are. 3 typing 1. Holiday Cup is usually fun because it's pretty open, normal, grass, electric, ice, flying, and ghost. So 6 typings, we like that. Now we have 4, 3 typings. Championship Series, the Bug, Dark, Normal, and Dragon are eligible. Fighting, Flying, and Steel are not eligible. So I think this is the most recent announced one. I'm almost positive this is the most recent announced EUIC meta. So that is that. Love Cup, only pink and red, and then another meta. The switch timer will stay at 45 seconds. I like it at 45 seconds. It's allowing me to jump around a lot more and get out of matchups, and I think it's been beneficial. So there are move updates, and this version will be the very quick analysis, and then we will do the in-depth analysis later. So the first thing is Powder Snow goes from 5 to 6. So you can just very easily just quit Powder Snow. So, your Aurorus, Celio, Sandslash probably now runs Powder Snow instead of Shadow Claw because they are both the same 3 damage 4 energy. So you now run Powder Snow on a Sandslash. And Walrein, because I think I also saw Walrein potentially get Icicle Spear buff as well. So Walrein, a Bomb of Snow, Ninetales, all these Powder Snow users will play better because you get more power with the move. Icicle Spear also becomes 65 to 70. That only affects Walrein. This should make, between the Powder Snow and the Icicle Spear, this should make Walrein very meta. And is a very strong Pokemon in the fact that it is a water Pokemon, so it's resisting all the water moves. It can deal with the flyers that are out there now. It can deal with the grounds that are everywhere. So a buff to ice to kind of counter the meta there. Geomancy from 4 to 8. I don't even know what has that move here. Nothing in the Great League. That's just like a Master League move, right? Shadow Ball, energy cost decrease. So it now you get to Shadow Ball quicker. So I know Trevenant for sure, but I'm guessing there's other ones. You know, maybe you run Shadow Ball and Dust Noir, probably not. Annihilate, still no. Jellicent, I think, is just the most simple one. Some of these other ones, you're probably not running Shadow Ball on them, but like Licky Licky, Jellicent, Grumpig, anything that has the current move as Shadow Ball, Spiritomb will probably play better. Some of these other ones, Dust Noir, like the difference between a Shadow Ball is 55 energy. You're not going to go to 50. Are you going to run a 50 energy move on Dust Noir? Probably not. I think you just live with that Shadow Punch. So I don't think it's going to affect a lot of these Pokemon, but it'll affect the Pokemon that kind of already run the move. They'll just get an improvement. Shadow Sneak, energy cost increase. So that means it is slower to get to Shadow Sneak, which is what? Just Giratina? Giratina for sure. And it's not even running Shadow Sneak. It's running Dragon Claw Ancient Power. Shadow Sneak increase seems to be a weird one. It doesn't really seem to affect many Pokemon in the Great League. Foul Play. So Foul Play is getting another buff. You know, the Foul Play users definitely took a hit. In particular, your Mandibuzz, because it got like double nerfed. Buffing up Foul Play on Sableye, I think, is actually going to play a lot better, because I think it struggled a bit when it lowered it, because now you had to throw a second one. Maybe you don't anymore. Malamar just gets another nice little buff, although you're probably still throwing Shadow Superpower most of the time. Murkrow, you know. So it's got a little bit of play for these Darks. Oblivion Wing, guaranteed chance to lower the user's defense. This is a pretty high-powered move. I don't even think a lot of Pokemon have this move. Yeah, okay. Definitely a higher one, not one we need to worry about. Brick Break. Brick Break is a bad move, but it does lower the defense. So you're basically using it on like Pokemon that have like counter, because it's generally not a good move. I don't know which Pokemon you would run Brick Break on. Like, you're down here in like Urshifu range, so I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. Meteor Mash, again, what are we looking at? You know, maybe on yeah, Metagross for sure. Maybe you run Meteor Mash on Clefable, perhaps. Vice Grip, 40 to 70 power. That is a big increase in power there. Doesn't look like a lot of Pokemon are running this move in the Great League, unless I'm putting it in wrong, but I'll do it again, a full analysis. There's the big one. We're going to skip Dragon Energy. Dragon Energy just makes your Regidrago a little worse, because it was a fantastic move at the pacing of Dragon Breath, so they just kind of lowered it. But Parabolic Charge, there it is. Increased cost, energy increased, cost increase, which we expected, right? Dedenne just felt overpowered at time, and Belly Bolt in the Ultra League is the #1 ranked Pokemon, because this Parabolic Charge, you just boost your defense, and then you can do like 3 or 4 times, and it gets out of control. So I think increasing that is a smart play. Ursaluna knows Smackdown. Again, I'm just going to kind of, if anything just pops out, I'll maybe look at it, being like, this could work, but that I will do the full analysis in a video tomorrow. Ursaluna, Smackdown, Go-Go, Rock Slide, Delmise, Brutal Swing. I don't know how good this Pokemon is, so I have to check it, but Brutal Swing is generally a quick, good move. Tentacruel getting Payback. Would you want to run Payback? What would that help you with? I mean, Ghost is resisted by Poison. No, Poison is resisted by Ghost. So if you have a Poison fast move, maybe you want the Payback for coverage. You probably want Scald and Payback. Maybe give you more coverage. You know what? Give Scald and Payback. You could run Sludge Wave too. So I don't know if you really need it on Tentacruel. Ursaluna getting Play Rough as well. Houndstone, Play Rough, Doublade, Shadow Claw, Ludicolo with Astonish. Could be interesting, because it has some nice moves, and you know what? We need a grass in the meta, right? A water grass Pokemon in Ludicolo Ludicolo is the first one that actually surprises me. Ludicolo is a terribly ranked Pokemon because it has Bubble, but it's got some like decent moves, right? You have Leaf Storm, which is an absolute nuke. Going a bit here. You have Scald, which is 50 for 102, 2.04 and then you have Energy Ball, which would be a quick move that doesn't lower your attack, but if you want the nuke, Leaf Sandstorm at 55 energy. So if you all of a sudden get Astonish, which is a fast charging move, way faster than wait, is it way faster, or is that Hex that I'm thinking about? Maybe Astonish isn't that much faster. Astonish versus Bubble. No, sorry, I was thinking about Hex. So you're doing a little more damage with Astonish. Okay, I still think it probably needs a faster charging move to be relevant. Sacred Sword. You know, it's when something gets Sacred Sword, Doublade. So Doublade is getting Shadow Claw and Sacred Sword. Interesting. Have to check that out in the analysis there. Kartana with Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword is just a really, really good move. Kartana looks like it gets a little bit of a cover move for your steals that would resist the grass. Could be interesting. Sea Titan, Superpower. Superpower is a nice, fast, hard-hitting charge move. So that's pretty nice. Aura Sphere, Blaziken. Blaziken with Aura Sphere and like a Blaze Kick. That could be kind of... It's going to be niche because it's just lowered anyways. But it should be interesting. Vice Grip. So most people are running the Hyper Beam because you need an option for Regidrago for just cover move. Getting a now buffed Vice Grip could be a second option even though you are lowered. The Dunsparce getting access to Body Slam. Melodic to Aqua Tail. Melodic to Aqua Tail is kind of interesting because that's just a faster charging move that they don't have. So Melodic may be an interesting one to look at. Oh, Ludicolo with Weather Ball, giving it an option to not have a long move. A Weather Ball spam move with an Astonish fast move. Fast move Astonish gives you good damage. Weather Ball gives you quick access to a move. Stab Weather Ball. You are Grass Water in a meta that is very in need of grass Pokemon. So Ludicolo could be interesting. Bronzong getting Weather Ball. A non-stab Weather Ball. You know, I kind of like Psyshock and Payback on it that I've just been playing. Maybe Weather Ball Sims better. We'll have to check that out later. Hydreigon with Fly. You know, Fly's a good move. Decent speed, cover, but what would you... Dark flying, I guess. Glalie has a rollout, but Powder Snow just got buffed, so maybe it runs a bit better with Powder Snow. We'll have to... Again, I'll sim all this... later when PV Poke updates the moves, or if Mark wants to send me his updated list, that'd be cool too. Lunastone, Kyogre, Lunastone Weather Ball, Kyogre, Avalanche, Sea Titan. So Sea Titan's gonna get Icicle Spear, which just got buffed, and it is getting Superpower. So you have a Superpower Ice with to cover flyers, and you have a Icicle Spear to cover your flyers and ground, and you have a Superpower to cover your steals. Sea Titan could be an actually interesting one to rise in the rankings here. Aerodactyl with Dragon Breath. Kind of interesting. Tyranitar with Dragon Breath. Weird. These could be actually kind of fun to do. The Dunsparce with Dragon Tail. Get to the charge move quicker. Lucario with Meteor Mash. I don't know if you really need Meteor Mash on that. I'd rather have the Thunder Punch like fighting move combo, but Kartana with Fury Cutter as well. Trying to give Kartana an option here. Duckspun with Fire Fang. Why would you want a non-stab Fire Fang over the Charm rework? I don't know why you would want that. Soul Rock with Weather Ball. Blaziken with Ember. Blaziken now with Ember. And Gorgeist with Incinerate. Incinerate is one of the best fast moves in the game, so you can't just outright deny that, even though it's non-stab. Blaziken with Ember. Ember charging super, super fast while now having access to Aura Sphere. So you have a super fast charging fast move on a Pokemon that's glassy with a super strong stab Aura Sphere. Blaziken could be actually quite an interesting one to go through. So there'll definitely be Pokemon Like right off the bat, it's just the obvious ones that are going to get better. Um, like it's the ones that are just like get the pure. The ones that get better and worse are just like the pure ones that are already have the moves and run the moves. Powder Snow Icicle Spear buff. Walrein will become back to meta relevance. Energy cost decrease for Shadow Ball. Jellicent and those ones who run Shadow Ball will just be better. The ones down here, Paraball Charge, nerf, Dedenne, and your Belly Bolt will just be worse. Some of the ones down here, like Ludicolo seems like a good option to increase. Sea Titan seems like a good option to increase. Regidrago probably decreases with that Dragon, even though it gets Vice Grip, I think it probably decreases with that Dragon energy. Some of these other ones like Melodic with Aquatail now probably seem a bit better, but I have to check it out. And then your like Blaziken for sure is better, and some of these other ones are going to kind of be whatever. So, it's kind of an interesting. It's gonna be an interesting season. If they announce, so I'm gonna upload this video live. I'll probably cover just the other rest of the season to see what our bonuses are and if there's any things you need to focus on this afternoon when that news drops. It's probably already dropped. So I'll cover that, and then I will do a more in-depth analysis with these Pokemon tonight. And then if Mark sends me the rankings, I can show you the rankings and explain why. If not, I'll wait for PvPoke to update and go from there. It's a 3-month season. It's a 3-month season to March. You are getting your Pika Libres at rank 20. So I don't think the rank up requirements will be the same as last season. I think it's going to be rank 20, and then like once you hit rank 20, you're probably not going to get Elo. You'll probably just be blind from there. A Go Battle League early in the season. So my only concern from a content creation standpoint is rank 20 gives you your Pika Libre. You have a Go Battle week, first week of the season, where you can run Great League and all these other Pokemon if you want to have some fun, and go and just basically get your Pika Libre within the first week, which really hurts for content creation come late January when everyone has already played and are just not interested in playing. I think from my perspective, for those of you who are in my Discord, you will see that I am now at 3150 Elo. I've got that crack team and I'm dominating with it. So that's 2 or 3 times this season that I found like a crack team to get like 300 to 400 Elo with the team. And last season I got the one with 450 Elo. I'm an A+ team builder, meta analyzer, and a B- battler, essentially at this point. If you go back to my videos 3 months ago, you will see when I called all these Pokemon, Ferret, Dusclops, that were all in like the Blastoids, that were all in like the 70, 80, 100 range. I'm like, these are all underrated. They're going to rise. This is what the meta is going to be with the Ghost Dark Water. Not Ghost Dark Water, Ghost Water Ground. This is what the meta is going to be. These are going to be their sneaky Pokemon that are core breakers, and I've nailed every single one of them. And with that, I usually find good teams to do that, and I found it this season. So I will test all these new Pokemon out because I want to know what the meta is, even though the meta for the most part will not matter this season, right? You can use whatever you have right now. You do not need to build up any new Pokemon. You can run with a bunch of Pokemon that are just normal strength. Nothing in here with these moves changes the meta enough that your Pokemon that you're using right now won't be strong. Paraball Charge probably is the nerf. The Dedenne is going to be less. And maybe you see more Ludicolos. So all of a sudden, maybe you're seeing more Pharaohs. You're seeing a little more Flyers. But outside of that, you got your Powder Snow users. So Ice will increase a bit. Maybe that'll make ground between the Ludicolo and the Ice. Maybe that'll make ground decrease a bit. But for the most part, nothing on this list if we just go to the current PvPoke rankings. So like we can take, maybe Gastrodon, Marowak, maybe these Pokemon fall a bit. Stunfisk as an electric seems to be good. Corsola will be fine. Credilli, you are weak to ice, but you have some cover moves for these Pokemon, so still could be okay. Um, Dusclop's going to be fine. Bastiodon's going to be fine, especially more ice Pokemon. Bastiodon's going to be just up there as well. Maybe the Dragons get a little bit of a hit with some of these ice Pokemon coming out. You know, Grounding Dragon may hit a little bit, and if they get hit a little bit, maybe some Fire come out a bit with all these ice Pokemon. Maybe Fire get a bit of a buff. But for the most part, if you have your Dusknoir and Bastiodon and even Corviknight for most of these things, and whatever, Annihilate, Empoleon, a lot of these Wigglytuff, a lot of these Pokemon are still going to be very, very useful next season, that you can just use these Pokemon and get your Pika Libre immediately. So I don't think that if I wasn't a content creator, I don't think I would be building anything up. I think I'd be using what I have. I know I'm going to get my Pika Libre early, and I would, as someone who wants to get dust, play these 3 months. You don't need to worry about your record. You don't need to build stuff up. You can just use what you have and just gather dust for the next couple seasons and get like a couple million dust for the next couple seasons, or maybe a million. I forget how much you get per season. That would be what I would do, but I'm gonna test these Pokemon out coming up here. So let me know your thoughts about the season. It is basically what the leaked graphic said. It is a 3-month schedule. It is a rank 20 to get your Pika Libre, and we do get these move updates that they're talking about, which will affect the meta, and we'll go in depth in the meta tomorrow, and go from there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts below. Again, I'll probably just cover the other season next video, so stay tuned for that this afternoon. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.